9 o'clock. Good morning. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing well on this day. Good day to be alive and good day to do county business. So with that being said, we're going to ask Supervisor Williams, if you don't mind, open us up with prayer this morning.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, come this morning with thanks in our heart. We thank you for giving us this beautiful day, a day of which that we certainly have been enjoying. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for our health and strength. Thank you for giving us opportunity to serve the citizens of Octavia County. We pray, Heavenly Father, that we will be able to serve them well and then be pleasing to you, to your sight. Heavenly Father, we pray for each and every one of these board members. We pray not only for them, but their families too as well. We pray that, Heavenly Father, collectively we'll do what is good for Octavia County. Pray for those individuals who fight for our freedom, both abroad and on our United States land. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all that you do for us. And this is our prayer. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Supervisor Williams. Okay, moving right along, we'll try to stay with our agendas kept at the 10. If we have any changes, we will let you know as we get there. First item of business, citizen comments. Are there any citizens that are here this morning that would like to approach the board? You may come forward and you have up to 3 minutes. Ms. Drappler will acknowledge you. Come on forward this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you this morning.
Good morning. And thank you all once again for a lovely opportunity that we had at the Safe House. I believe you all made it a success. Now, the Octavia Hall branch of the NAACP would like to request the use of Unity Park the night before the election, that's November 6th, 2023, from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night to have a voter rally. We're calling it "'Twas the Night Before the Vote," because we want to get young people interested in voting and get the public, who seems to be a bit apathetic about voting for some reason. We just want to have a rally and give out polling place information, blank sample ballots, the change of address form, and any voter registration forms, which is too late the day before the election, but you could register if there is a runoff and for the 2024 election. So I'm assuming there's no cost just to meet at Unity Park from 6 to 8?
No cost.
Is there no cost?
No cost.
I mean, we don't need anything. We're not going to serve refreshments, or it's just a rally to get voters to get pumped up the next day.
My motion.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by their appropriate voting sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming. Mr. Alvin Turner, good morning, sir.
Good morning. We have a concern, and we had a lot of confused people, and we don't want to give people an excuse not to vote. The district, we draw the lines, and people that were voting at Nemo Center, they confused now. And as leaders, if you don't want to be voted out, and they need to have get understanding of these polling places so that they will not get confused, and we don't want to give them a reason not to vote.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Are there any other citizens here this morning that would like to approach the board for the 3 minutes not on the agenda? If not, we'll move right along. Next item on the agenda, Ms. June Esther, Cross the Christ for Sturgis, Mississippi. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Motion to acknowledge Mr. Evans' presentation.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? Yes, ma'am. All those in favor, let it be known by the first vote sign. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Good morning.
Good morning. Me?
Yes, ma'am.
was here in August asking for help with the red dirt for the Cross of Christ at Sturgis. And it was voted that I would be given the help. And they're to start on it in November and nothing has happened. And I hadn't heard anything from anyone, so I called Mr. Collins to see what was going on, and he said it wasn't gonna happen. So then I called Rob, and he said the same thing, and I asked to see the minutes, cause I knew I wasn't wrong about what I heard, and you told me that the minutes had been changed, so.
No, they haven't been changed, yes, sir. The problem is that, and I will do this if you would like me to do a, AG's opinion on this, but I don't think we can give the red dirt away. I think originally when we were talking about this, there was conversation about it, and we often give away the dirt. And I think that what we had thought, and that's not what you said, so for argument's sake, that is not what you said, but for argument's sake, I think that's what we were assuming, that this was gonna be overrun or extra dirt, or dirt that came out of the ditches. That is not the case. You're in a situation where you're actually gonna have to pay for this red dirt, and I mean, I just don't think we can do this. However, for the benefit of this board, I will be happy to do an AG's opinion and make sure that that's the case.
Do we have any idea of the cost of what we're talking about, how much dirt it would be, if it's gonna involve equipment and manpower and things of that?
Yeah, it's gonna, she want it put in and spread and level, and we talking probably, I would have to do an assessment of it, but we're talking well up into probably, at least 1,500 or so yards of dirt.
What does that mean money-wise, cause I don't have a clue how much that is.
Well, a lot of times people will give you a per yard price to put it in, and I mean, I dare say you $15 a yard to get the dirt, buy the dirt, put the dirt, pack the dirt, level the dirt. So that'd be
Well,
20 to 25,000, I guess.
and
That's
that's
a
just the
stab at it.
beginning,
That's a
cause
stab at it.
yeah.
And, the difference was with the cross that we had there on Longview Road, and it was almost divine how it worked out, was that the group that was doing that job then on Longview Road were bringing in dirt they needed to haul off anyway. So it just made it,
They didn't have to have the red dirt then.
they didn't have, it was,
Well,
if
see,
you'll
if that
notice,
were my case, I've got plenty of dirt, yeah.
just dirt to move around.
Hey, I do, but I have to have the red dirt, and when Mr. Collins was down there, and everybody I've talked to, I've told them, the site for the cross is less than a quarter of a mile from the red dirt pit where it is being hauled all the time. There's no transportation cost, of course, you've got the cost of the red dirt.
The-
See, I thought maybe the county owned that.
No, man, we buy that dirt from there, and the whole, and look, I'd love, and I'm sure every board member here would love to do anything they can for that. The cross there, I mean, I think everybody that sits at this table, we open with a prayer every time. We would do it if it were legal to do so. The problem is, it's considered an illegal donation. And I mean, I asked the road manager anything that we could do to make it to where it's legal, kosher to do so. And I'd be the first one to say, let's do it. But we just don't own that pit, so when we go and buy that dirt from them, that's a cost to the county. They keep up with how many yards that we have to have. If we could get perhaps the person who owns that pit to donate the
And I don't even know
dirt.
who that is, do you?
I think it's the Brazils, I think that is the dirt pit that we get it from. If offhand, that I'm thinking of the one that for years we've been getting.
Not a local name that I know of, it's right behind my house.
Yeah,
But I don't
think
know.
that's gonna,
I don't-
Supervisor, that's Belinda Frazier, I believe.
Fraser, okay, well, Fraser, Brazil, but it just, I know the exact pit that they come in and out of. I mean, you can see the stadium from sitting in that pit. But
I did
just
speak.
a legal question.
I did speak to Bob Daniels, who did the other project, and asked him if he would be willing to help us figure, cause I saw him in Kroger, Saturday, and I talked to him about this situation. He said he'd be happy to help try to put this together and help do this. I've got his number, and
If
would
you
be.
will give me that information, I need somebody to contact. See, we're 2 weeks away from this. I didn't know a thing. If I hadn't called Mr. Collins, I would never know. I don't know, nobody was gonna let me know that it wasn't gonna happen. I just felt good, thought it was gonna happen. I was not notified.
Right.
Well, so, yes, ma'am, this will almost be part of, and again, we can ask for AG's opinion, but I can guarantee you, they're not gonna allow that. They would
I already
consider
looked it up, and it's
it's
a
an
no-no.
illegal donation, and that's what the premise is of it. And so, I hate to tell you, the dirt, or at least the hauling of the dirt, if we could try to get them to give some of that dirt to us when we can, that's gonna be part of your building cost. And I'll be the first one to give a donation to that cross, but I mean, that's gonna be part of the cost, because
Well,
we have to follow.
hopefully, I've got the cross, but I don't have the dirt and stuff that goes with, the steel for that cross costs $98,000. I mean, it's an expensive thing, you haven't done anything, when you get the cross, you gotta have all that concrete on top of that red dirt, and the
Sure.
benches and everything. I don't know what you can do for me, but I need help, and I'm just asking y'all to think up something.
We
Help me.
certainly will.
Have y'all done a 501c3 out there yet?
I don't even know what that is. Look, this is so out of, I don't even know. I don't know how I got where I am, and it was a gift from a friend that George went to Ole Miss with, my brother.
Let's do this, let's circle back with Bob,
Thank
let's
you.
see if we can figure out cause the reality is, I think there's plenty of people that will be willing to donate, people at this table as well as myself, that will help you. I think we're gonna have to figure out another route to go, and I think Bob, probably going through this once before, probably would be the best, I guess, way for us to kind of move forward
Well, I'm
with it.
glad to have this. I haven't known anyone, my thing, this is so out of character for me. I don't like to ask people for anything, I'd rather be giving them something, but at this point, if I can carry on and go through with this cross, I gotta have help. I can't do it alone. And as all of you know, our family's already got about as much as we can chew. We didn't know about this cross when we started this other thing.
Well,
But we're gonna make it, but,
it's gonna make it, it's just, and I get with Bob, he's my neighbor, he was, him and Mr. Cade certainly led the charge on the first cross.
I'm happy to have this, I can't wait to talk to him. I need somebody to give me some sense of direction, cause I obviously don't have any.
Bob has gone through this with a fine tooth comb. He did tell me, cause I was telling him this was a little bit of a, we're trying to get this done quickly, and he said, Rob, it took us 4 years from beginning to end to get this together. He said, now, he said that you may be further along than they were in this process.
Absolutely not, I'm not
So-
even alone. I thought I was gonna be, I mean, this just came as a surprise, I never was so shocked. And now that I got it, but
Yeah, I think they thought it was gonna happen on the first cross, and for several months, say a good year and a half, they had to kinda get back on it, reassess, start a fund, he can help you get in, into the community as far as ways to raise money for this.
people like to talk about it, but I'll tell you,
He's gonna be I'm telling you, he's an actionable guy.
I'm glad to have this. I'm glad to have this, but I have tried for months to buy just an acre of land. I started out with 3, and, cause we've got land, but not appropriate for this, this piece of land we're putting this on, gotta have that dirt on it to do it. It's at a corner, the guy who gave me this wants it to be highly visible, well, that's hard on the web. But you can't get anybody to sell you, and I understand it, a small amount to put that cross on. They think that the cross might ruin, the value of the land. We think it, you just don't want it on your land, I don't know. But anyway, I'm in a
This
mess.
is such a huge undertaking, but I think it's a lot of people that's willing to help, like Supervisor Montgomery said, just probably have to slow up a little bit and reassess and get in touch with Bob, and he's
Go do it.
been through that.
Thank you, thank you.
I think you'll be well pleased.
Well, I appreciate this information. I want y'all to keep thinking. Somebody will come up with something.
Oh, absolutely.
Cause y'all know everything about everybody. Let me know something, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate your time.
We certainly appreciate you coming. You have a great day.
You too.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Christian Campanella, Cyber Security Grant Program, MOU. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are y'all?
Yes, ma'am, doing great. How about yourself?
Good. Did y'all get all that about that grant?
I think we did.
Y'all get all that? So what it is, Homeland Security is doing they're getting some funding, hopefully they'll know by December what the amount that the state will get. But you have to sign this MOU and, survey before you can get included in it. And it doesn't bind you to anything, it just allows them to put you in their process of getting the grant if they get the funding, and then how they would put it out to the county.
Is this the one that, 3.2 million?
Yeah, so the
Three.
state, I think,
3,273,651.
and 80% of that has to go to local, from the state. So what they'll do is, once you sign this agreement, they'll do assessments for everybody that signs these, and then they'll determine who gets what.
So what do we put into this?
All you do is put this in for right now.
Okay,
And so what this says is that you wanna be included in the grant process that's coming next year. That's probably when the awards packets will come out for us.
Okay.
But what they will do is come and do assessments of, so I've got one for the board to do as a whole county. I don't know how they'll distribute the money yet, but I got one for my department and for the county. So I think it's the county servers, whatever else that may need to be done. But they'll come and do your assessment when you sign this paperwork. And even that assessment will be yours. If you want to apply for different grants, if we don't get enough what we need to do in the county, if you wanna apply for different grants with that same assessment, you can. So it kinda give you a cybersecurity risk analysis for your whole county. Don't know how all the servers work for every county department, but I think as the board, that's what I would do, is maybe do for all departments. I don't know, how do you wanna do it?
Would this cover our hospital as well?
It says in there, it defines the local jurisdictions as county, municipality, city, town, township, local public authority, school district, special district, and there's that whole paragraph, that second paragraph. So if y'all wanna send one in for them, all they can do is tell us no. Cause this is so broad now, we don't even really know what all the money will cover. Once they do the assessment and they decide whatever it is you need, I don't even know how much money it would be for each jurisdiction, so put it in. All they can tell you is no. Or if y'all wanna do one for every department, we can. And then the board would just be for the board supervisor's office.
Okay, so each individual entity will
Can do
have
their
to
own.
submit.
Yeah, or if y'all wanna do
okay.
one for the whole county. We did talk to them and they said that like for my agency, just being 911, that's a whole nother cybersecurity issue than your normal computers. But, so that's why I put one separately for mine.
Okay.
But if y'all wanna do one for all the departments, or if y'all wanna do one for, each individual department, I can go by and have them sign it. This has to be back by November the 30th.
So I was wondering if we could just submit one grant that would umbrella the whole county, and then the assessment, while they're doing the assessment, they can then let us know who would qualify, how much we would qualify for. And I guess, given the conversation we've had about the grants, once we determine we qualify, then I guess we'll come back and talk about
The money part.
the money
yeah.
part.
Who gets what?
Yeah, cause most all the homelands are 100% for us.
Okay.
But the three, whatever the amount that the state got, 80% of their money has to come to locals. So, but it's always been 100% on our end.
Okay. So are you saying no matching?
No, it's usually not. No, cybersecurity, this is a whole new grant,
Okay.
so I don't really know how it's all gonna work. But you have to submit the interest forms to be even included in their assessment process.
Are you saying that in the second, if we get accepted, you'll come back and ask for them to accept this, but then we would know then what the budget
Yeah.
dynamics would be?
Right.
Okay.
So with that, I don't know that you may not want to do for each department, cause if you do it as a whole umbrella, well, her department may be different than mine or different from somebody else's. I almost think maybe just do one for every department,
Well, I
and
was
that way
gonna-
you've got a separate assessment too for every department then.
I was
If-
gonna ask if we did them individual departments, could we put in for more, a bigger grant or no? Same amount of money?
So each department may get, so her assessment may be different from mine, so that, just for numbers' sake, she may get 10,000, I may get 12,000. You know, y'all, board of supervisor's office may get 15,000, so it may be a different, but that would be a separate packet for each one. This doesn't hold you to anything, but if you don't get included in the assessment process, then you can't get awarded funds later.
So, if
I'm
we,
sorry, go ahead.
should we go ahead with this now, or wait and do this at the next meeting individually?
Whichever one y'all wanna do. The only one that, so if y'all do one for y'all, I mean, the only person that has to sign these forms is those department heads or whoever's gonna represent those offices.
That's what I was gonna ask, is the responsibility of each department
Yeah,
head
if
to
you wanna do it like that, and I would suggest probably doing it like that. Cause if her, like I said, if her office is different than mine,
Yeah.
you know, I wouldn't want you to apply as a whole, one package as the board, and then say they give 20,000, well then you've gotta decide now which department needs to get what. If they do an assessment for each department separately,
The money will be decided.
then I think, yeah,
But I guess what I'm trying to say is, our administrator's office won't have to fill out these individual for each department.
No, each
You'll give
department
it to
can
the
fill out.
okay, got it.
cause the only information asked for is your name and address, if you wanna participate, and who they need to contact. So that can be for each department.
Okay.
So I mean, I can get these to each, or if Mr. Lowe's wants to send those out to each department and have them fill it out. And everybody can send them, I don't have to send it back to that email address, everybody can send their own if they want to. And that email's on the first page, that MOS grants that we give.
My final question, I guess, is it a requirement that each department applies for this, or is
Nope.
it?
Whoever wants to do it.
Okay.
I mean, what is it, a cyber attack every like 39 seconds, that's not a bad idea for everybody.
And Hines County got hit not too long ago and they were shut down for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Well, last time I always heard it takes like 6 months before you even notice that you've been hit.
You've been hit, yeah.
But however y'all wanna do it, do y'all wanna sign these, or do y'all wanna, the only one y'all need to sign is for y'all. Or y'all just tell me how you wanna do it. They have to be submitted by November the 30th. I would like to sign one for my own department, for mine to be separate.
Won't we do them all together, get everybody on the same page, and then our next board meeting, I mean, it's not gonna hold us up.
Yeah.
Just, that way each department is yes or no on it, and then we'll be applying for it then, and I don't think it won't hurt our standing with it.
No, I mean, you just gotta have the interest forms in it. Cause it's a process, so the grant operation period doesn't end until 2026. So they'll do all these assessments first, so that may take a year probably, I mean, I don't know, this is a new grant to do everybody's assessments, I don't know how that'll work. Last year, Homeland got the grant, and so for their part of the grant was to build a committee, to decide how the plan's gonna work, how the assessments will work. So now this year's funding that they get will come back to local, but part of that is getting an assessment done. So I feel like that will probably take some time to do all that.
We think we got at least a month, at least a month.
You have to have the forms in by November
By
30th.
November 30th.
Yeah, the interest forms.
Our next meeting will be November 6th.
That's fine.
Let's just do that, and that way we'll handle everything on the
Okay.
6th. That's okay with y'all.
Yeah, I mean,
We got a motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard, that we do that, take all into consideration, get with the department head, administration, decide how we're going to move forward on this. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the proper vote, say aye. Motion passes unanimously.
I have two other, did y'all get my other copies of other grants?
Yes.
So Homeland Security grant, we have this in budget, that's what, the 30,000 that we added in. So we got our award packet, I just need the signatures for that, and I think it's just Mr. Trainer, and there's one page for it.
That's an award, so I motion for approval.
Yeah, it's 100% grant.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion?
That's that.
All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate vote, say aye. Motion passes unanimously.
It's the, Homeland Security grant program, it's for $30,000.
Is that for the license plate?
No, that's the sheriff's department. Mine covers, there's emergency beacons that we wanna put in all the county offices. So and we're trying to figure out how that will work, if it will come through their desktops or phone. You know, so say if somebody has something downstairs, upstairs will know what's going on downstairs, to know how to protect themselves in their office. And then we order some barricades, or have some barricades on that grant. The next grant I have is the Hazard Materials Emergency Performance Grant. This is a 80-20 match. We were awarded 12.5, which this is in my budget already. And we can just get that back once we get the reimbursement, or move that back once we get the reimbursement back. So the reimbursement on that will be for $10,000, and that is for 5 radios.
I move we accept.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning the motion?
That requires signature.
All those in favor, let it be known by the proper vote sign. Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
And that was how much on our part?
The award was 12.5, but it's an 80-20, so we'll get 10,000 on that one back. It's just that purple sheet is what it's for them back. And I also need copies of these signed.
Yes, you did.
On the, sheet it said, if your agency is awarded, your agency has already been awarded.
We just got the award
Correct.
paperwork, yes.
Right.
So the, NOFOs usually come out, the notice of funding usually comes out in February and March, when you apply, when you know in the fall what you do.
All right, anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we certainly appreciate you. You have a great day.
Y'all too.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, moving right along, Mr. Brett Watson, Captain Watson, Homeland Security Grant, license plate reader. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This is, I'm just here for a signature. This is the grant that y'all accepted last month. And I just need your signature. Mr. Grant, is all.
Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the proper vote. Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Is there a number referred to that you have?
Yep, it's, 23 LE 053.
License plate.
Yes, that's your license plate reading.
You need that number.
And that's just something about going through our highways.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering how you
I
read
picked a
those
site on
license
Highway
plates
82.
without-
The, original grant was for one at $30,000. I made a request, cause one doesn't cost $30,000 even close, so I made a request, got a new quote, they were able to change it at the grant level to 2, so we'll be able to cover all of 4-lane Highway 82 with this particular grant.
You said there's two of them, two licenses?
It's 2 licenses.
You'd be amazed at the people, my wife loves those shows, you know, to get caught by those right there.
Our mobile one that we've been using runs 3,000 to 4,000 cars a day across it, and that's covering 2 lanes of traffic, so, pretty good tool.
That's amazing.
Pretty good
Some
tool.
people use them to send you a speeding ticket in the mail.
Yeah, we won't be using it for that purpose, I can assure you.
Florida does that.
We'll not be using it for that purpose, I assure you.
Yeah, 40 miles an hour, like, that's not right.
No, this does not even have that capability, so.
You can use it for toll purposes.
Yeah.
The way some of these roads go, they turn into toll roads. And start sending folks there today. I got more bills from Florida when I got back.
Oh, my goodness.
You didn't know you went to all those places.
I had nothing.
My wife and I got the biggest argument over this. I said, we weren't anywhere near there. Yes, we did. She starts telling me, I don't remember this.
Oh, yeah, that's me, when did I go through here?
Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Lawrence, I'll give you after, there's one place we're here for you to sign as well. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Have a great day. Thank you, sir. All right, moving right along, Mr. Collins, Road Department update. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Alright, how y'all making it this morning?
Good.
Oh, wish mine was short and sweet like everybody else, but it's not. First thing on the agenda, we got the bid tabulation for the block material and water truck. On the block material, we did not have a bid at all. So we
we just gonna go back and work on the shorter roads and get those done, the ones that we can get the material for by individual roads. The tabulations on the water truck, we had 2 submitted. Thompson Caterpillar submitted one at $154,982. Star Equipment, $154,250. I checked with them both, and both of them meet the criteria of our bid specs, and so, with the board approval, we will, I say just go with the lowest bid.
What brand is this one from?
The one coming from Scott is, the chassis is a Ford, so like the ones we use on the, come on a lot of the fire trucks. And on the one coming from Thompson, the chassis is a Mack truck.
Okay, you heard the recommendation, Mr. President, motion by Supervisor McDonough, Howard, second by Supervisor Williams. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be. Question? Yes, ma'am.
I wanna ask about the rock material, cause that's, for District 4. How are we now gonna go by and get this per road? How's that gonna work?
Hold on just a second, let me carry this motion, and we'll go back to that. You don't have a question concerning the, water truck bid, do you?
No.
Okay, all those in favor, let it be known by the proper vote sign. Motion passes unanimously. Mr. Collins, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Inform her how you plan to approach it, so she'll know.
Supervisor Miller, right now, we are ordering block material, some has been delivered for, McCann Road. We got that in for McCann Road, we're gonna start on that, putting it out this week. We also finna submit, the material, order for the material for, the road that Ms. Livingston lives on, John Starr Road. We're gonna go ahead on and order that material. We're just gonna do it on a road by road basis.
I just was asking how that is the way we're gonna do it now, but, this is.
Well, what we're gonna,
Now getting the roads done, but.
yeah,
What about Wilson Road? You gonna finish Wilson Road?
we're gonna, by law, we'll have to do that in the spring because it doesn't, we have already ordered the maximum amount of material we can for Wilson Road.
On McCann, we weren't going all the way down, so I'll make
No.
sure that you and I are on the same page.
Yes, we are. We're gonna put down on McCann, what it requires, and then we'll move to John Starr and put on it what it requires. And we'll work the rest of them by, the maximum amount of material we can order, we will, and put it on the roads as we go.
All right. Anything else concerning that?
Well, talk a little bit about Harris Road, if you will, as it relates.
Well, we just getting ready to start on it, to finish the construction part on it.
Right. So that's,
Yeah, we're
that's
getting.
okay with block material. You already have some material in there.
Yeah, we have clay gravel on site, that was ordered back, before I came, it's already on the site. We, got a machine out there now, we're putting on site that they're gonna start turning that material over to try to dry it out. Let me get back to where I was. Okay. Next, we have an updated, we've been waiting on this for a good while. We have an updated bus turnaround list. I need approval on this, and that, what this updated list did, it removed turnarounds that we've been upkeeping that wasn't being used anymore, and this is an updated list.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor McDonough. Question?
Okay, so, there's one I know that's not on here, it's on A.W. Williams Road. I'll contact, who is on this bus?
Willie Nate.
Willie, okay, I'll contact him and let him know, but that is going on.
That's not on the
Yeah,
list,
that's
okay.
not on this list.
Alright, if you would, contact him, we'll get it, all he needs to do is write it up and get it back to me, and, we'll get it approved.
Okay.
We can approve this one, still add additional ones that we.
Yes, sir, I think we can.
Any more questions concerning that? All those in favor, let it be known by the vote sign.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimous. And I think you got some requests for some.
Yes, I do have requests for some, to be repaired and put on the list for turnaround.
Can we get a motion second to that effect? Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard, that we approve these two turnarounds that are in the packet.
I will mention one, if you don't mind, one thing on this one on Thompson Road though. He's not wanting to use that as a bus turnaround unless, in other words, if we fix it, I don't think he's wanting to turn around in there.
Well, that's what he told me he did.
He does
And
want
that's,
to turn
and
around?
that's what he told Mr. Davis,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants,
Long as
they
it's
had
good.
been using it for a turnaround, and he said he didn't have a problem with them continuing to
Okay.
use it for a turnaround. Yeah,
Good.
I did talk with him, and in fact, he called me.
Okay,
And
good.
said he didn't have a problem with it, because it was safer for
Yeah.
her to turn around in the drive than it was for her to back in and back out in the road, pull in, back out in the
Yeah, just
road
a
like
little.
she had did in the previous.
All those in favor, let it be known by the vote sign. Motion passes unanimous.
We have some certificates, where the guys completed the course with our trucking academy for the update and training. I just want the board to acknowledge those if they would.
Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the vote sign. Aye, motion passes unanimous.
Okay, I wanna make the board aware that we're gonna have a temporary road closure, at the intersection of, it's gonna be on Mount Olive Road, but it's at the intersection of South Montgomery and Mount Olive Road. I have, my sign guy out now, we're putting out temporary, detour signs on that to kinda help people get around through there, because traffic does get a little bit heavy down South Montgomery and on Mount Olive. And we'll have people in place to also help them maneuver the, detour. And that will go on tomorrow morning.
Okay. You want to acknowledge that, got a motion second?
Cross drain replacement. You got a cross drain at that road, on that, right at the intersection, actually. And, it's rusted out, it's been capturing trash and stuff, and water's been, actually flooding the roadway during the rainy season.
While you at it.
Let's get a motion second to acknowledge that. Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion?
Okay.
All those in favor, let it be known by the vote sign. Motion passes unanimous. Go ahead, Supervisor.
Yeah, but while you at it, there's a section right there at that intersection where someone has some camp equipment or something.
Mhm.
That is flooded out, that covered.
Okay.
Need to be replaced. That's part of the flood out in there.
Yeah.
There, so if you would consider replacing that
Yeah,
covered,
okay.
there.
Yeah, we won't have to do a road closure on it.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, okay.
Where is it?
At the end of South Montgomery, where the camper is there, it's, where, water's going through that cover. I think we need to either clean that cover or we need to replace it. I know where it is, so just make a list, put it on our list if you would, Mr. Keith.
It is one of the biggest problems, maybe a bigger problem with the flood out in that
Yeah.
area is that covered.
Yeah.
at
And that was,
location.
and that cross drain was the next one, it actually wasn't letting much water at all go through it. And so I think we're gonna upsize it a little bit and fix it where it'll actually get out. And we have to be careful in that area, there's a lot of telephone lines grouped there. So that's,
If you don't mind, Mr. Robinson has a question, I think.
okay,
Since we're out there in that neck of the woods, I got a phone call last week. The Colonial Hill subdivision, I talked to Toby. There's a road out there that, and the confusion is that the road extension was not added to the mapping for Toby a few years ago. It has been updated since then. and I don't know if you were aware of it, you may
Yeah,
already all be
it was
aware of
brought to my
it. But it has been extended. Mr. Langston called me last week, who owns some of that property back there, but they were asking for, when we're out there to get fixing or whatever, if that could be, cause what's happened is that the weeds have grown up and overtaken the roadbed.
Yeah.
And so I rode out there probably a year ago, and honestly, at the time, I thought it was just never part of our road. We'll come to find out.
Yeah, it was
It
built,
was.
it was built to that extension, and, so.
If there's anything I need to do to help you with that, or get with Mr. Langston to find out what we need
No, I
to do.
think,
I don't think there's any huge
all we
rush.
need to do is just make sure it's on, make sure.
Perfect. Thank you, I'll just let him know, I just didn't wanna.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that taken care of. I just, at the time, I didn't know if it had been approved
You're the
by
same
the
way I
board
was.
to make that, go back in and replant.
Yes, sir.
So if it's been approved by the board, I don't have a problem with it at all.
I think we voted on this probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Is that the colony?
Heritage
Yeah,
Colony.
Heritage
Colony.
Colony.
Yes, Colonial Hill.
I'm sorry, it's Heritage Colony, I apologize, it is
Back
Heritage
there to
Colony.
the left.
Somebody keeps me straight.
Okay, alright, Supervisor Miller, she's adamant that we have been through it, so that's all I wanna know. Okay, I have on the list, we have trucks come in down at Central Shop, a lot of times, and I'm asking the board to approve finding, and which I found one, but I've got to have another bid because it's over, I think, $5,000. A little small forklift that we can have around the shop to unload trucks. And it's a time consuming thing. We got folks there that if the front end load is busy, we got some old folks that we slide up on the front end load. But we actually need something there to unload our trucks when they come in with freight. And all freight comes through, most of all the freight that comes in, heavy freight comes to Central Shop. And I was just hoping that we could maybe get an old forklift that we could use around there to unload those trucks, the one that doesn't have lift gate. It would be a time-saving, device for us.
Saving time, saving money.
Have you gone and checked it out?
I've checked that one out, and I've just gotta get out there and see what we can find on the other side.
Well, let me ask you, the only other thing, with these hard tires like
Yeah.
that, will it roll around in the gravel?
It will, the ground is hard, yeah, it will with a hard. Rackley Oil has one just like it, one size smaller, and they come down and change out our totes all the time with our depth. So it will get around on hard ground real good. And most of the ground out there is gravel and it's hard.
Yeah, I'm just making sure,
So you're gonna look for another one?
I'm gonna look for another one, I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
So we got a motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard, to authorize the road manager to pursue that. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate vote sign. Aye.
Okay, I got two other things, and I'm gonna switch gears, I'm gonna do this one first. If y'all look, you had a quote, I had laid on the table, they didn't get it to me in time to get it in your package, but we had some property damage out at 101 Sandhurst Street. And what happened is our bush hogs got over too far and cut down 3 trees that the landowner had set out. And they are asking us to purchase the trees back and put them in. You do.
you scared me with this one, I was like, oh.
No, it was that.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate vote sign. Aye.
And make sure that it's on the list that they are asking us to put them back in. Okay.
While you're there, did you get a call concerning some damage to the American Legion fence out on Old West?
Yes, we've already taken care of that. We taken care of that in, I think, the last meeting. And I did call the guy at the fence and company, and he told me that they was gonna try to have that done around the 23rd, 25th. Mr. Montgomery, I think you was one of the ones that got the first call on it when we started working in your area running the tractors. I'm gonna get Mr. Lois to help me out on this. Guys, on this is an option. We have the tractors already. This is an option here that, I think you should have this from Tiger. This is an option that we can pursue, and it's a costly one. It's about $8,200, but we can put this blade on our bush hog that we already have, and it does a remarkable job at cutting limbs and not, as the people say, butchering them, not busting them all up. Cause on a few of them we've had to go back and recut them with pole saws. And so this is an option, and I would like to give you a demonstration of how it works so you can see what I'm talking about. Pull that up for me, Mr. Lord.
We need a second bid on that.
Now, hold on 1 second, I want you, now, I'm not.
That's a good idea.
I'm not
I see.
requesting this, I'm asking you to look at it, I want your input on it, and see if you think it's something that we need to pursue.
May I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am?
So we did out cutting all these limbs. The one that looks around, are we doing that or is something?
No, we doing that. If the person that cutting the trees are cutting the trees. We are cutting limbs ourselves. We have 3 tractors in rotation cutting limbs throughout the county, and we're working our way around to try to get the whole entire county. But this is just this is an attachment that keeps us from kind of beating the limbs up, as they say, other than this would eliminate that. Okay.
They doing a good job, but it could look better, like you
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
But they doing a good job.
It's not everywhere that we get a complaint, it's some.
We got a few, but, and this will be a lot better.
Yeah.
But once that new growth starts to
Come
grow
back,
back out,
it does look better.
you know, you don't.
But
you
this
don't hear
is
it.
basically what it looks like after that machine. Would you back that up one more time? Well, here we go. And it's a saw blade instead of bush hog blade swinging. And
It's a clean cut.
It's a clean cut. It does a clean cut.
I can see how if you mess up, you better have somebody that knows what they're doing on there, cause if you hit the log,
Yeah.
then it's gone.
That's cool.
Well, even
You know,
last week, it's not in my area, but people were sending me texts about, especially like a cedar tree.
Yeah.
It just has that,
It's splintered.
On small stuff, it may not do as well, but on big stuff where it kind of beats it real bad, and it's hard on the tractor also.
so does it come with that arm too?
No, we got the tractors already.
We got the arm that'll fit.
All we
You
need
gotta-
is
you
the
gotta
attachment.
replace it.
The only thing we need is the blade itself to go on the ones that we have. We have 3 tractors, long tractors. So,
So it'll fit on that arm, that's.
oh yes, it'll fit directly. We'll take the bush hog deck off and bolt this deck onto it, and it's the blades, the little blades that's on there are serviceable. You take them off when they get dull and replace them, or sharp.
Well, since it's got carbide teeth on it that are replaceable,
Yes.
so you can grind them off, or is it bolt on and off?
No, it's in fact, it's made, I'm gonna draw on this. It's made kinda like this, and it's, this part, about that much of it sticks in that circle.
Okay.
And it's got a thing right here that keeps it from coming out.
I got
And
it.
so what you do is you unbolt that, you knock it out, you slide the blade out, you slide a new one in, or take them out and sharpen. And one reason that on those bigger limbs, it's kinda hard on the tractor because it has to sit there and hit it individually with the blade, and it kinda shakes the devil out of the tractor. It actually shakes the lights off of them. We steadily bolting the lights back on. But that's something that I would like y'all to consider, and if y'all think it's something that we may need, I would love to, I think it'd be a good addition, at least to one or two of them.
That was my
I
question.
think we need 3 of them.
Huh?
You got 3 long ones, you need 3 of them. We trying to cover the whole county.
We are,
That'd be my-
and from time to time, just like the other day, I have to separate one off, and I've got, thanks to the last hire y'all did, I got a man that I can trust to send off separately from the rest of them, and get the job done and get him back. So, with that being said, that's all I have, and
I just have one concern, is whether we'll move forward with getting prepared for shopping, yeah.
oh yeah,
Rather
it
than
just
trying to replace
it just takes a grinder, just a regular grinder, and you hit the bottom of the teeth to
Right.
sharpen them,
Yeah.
just like sharpening
So
a
we
chainsaw.
would
There's
have
no
to-
special tool to do it, it's just like sharpening the teeth on the
Yeah,
chainsaw.
that's my only,
Yeah.
only concern.
That's-
You know,
that's-
if we make the rounds, and then every couple of years come back,
Well-
that's when the little fresh limbs are coming out.
Yeah, we won't even need them then, we
Yeah.
just go back to our regular blade.
Yeah, it's good. If we stay on top of it, you know,
Yeah,
that regular.
well, that's my plans, it's just, those tractors are to stay in rotation and cut limbs throughout the county all the time.
So I
That's
guess
my plan.
my question, depending on how many we get, is, so you're gonna have A shop, B shop, C shop?
No, it's not like that anymore.
Oh, I mean, are you just gonna have,
They all work together in a
so
rotation.
you'd have all 3 of them?
All 3 of them together in a rotation.
And then you'll be picking up behind that?
That's what we're doing, we're picking up, because these limbs are too big now to grind up with a grinder. Once we make the rotation, you can just take the bush off when we clip grass and go down and cut up the clipping. But now, they are overgrown, they hang way out in the road. Some of them, they even have to cut twice to keep them from falling on the tractor.
Oh, sure.
It took me
I've
a little
seen
while to
that.
get
Yeah.
them to understand how to do that too. You know, the ones that hanging way out in the road, look, you gotta get out there in the road, cut it off one time, and then back up and cut it again, and it won't fall on the hood of the tractors.
All right, let me ask you this, would you want to just get one and see how it works? Or would you wanna get them all and?
We can do that, we can do that,
You tell me.
we can do that. We can get one and see how it works, and then if it works, just like I'm thinking it will, I'll come back to the board and,
I mean, and it could be as early as next meeting, if you need 2 more,
yeah, well, you know, it'll take a minute for them to get everything to me, but once we run it, then we can come back to the next board meeting after we run it.
How long do you think it'll take them to get back?
I think she told me to get everything together, no more than 3 weeks.
Okay, so we'll know.
Is that your motion?
I'll make a motion to get one of them.
And if you will, this is friendly amendment to your motion, the lowest mention that we can make an order to buy up to 3. And so that way we won't have to come back after you get this first one.
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem, I'll make that amendment.
Any questions concerning the motion? Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions? All those in favor, let it be known by their public voting sign.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
And this is something, given that long arm, you can do during the winter.
Oh, yeah, that's what our plans are. We're gonna run them year round all the time. There won't be a shutdown period for them.
That's a good idea.
All right.
I like it.
Is that it?
Well, guys, I thank y'all for listening.
All right, thank you, Mr. Collins, sir, appreciate your service. Okay, Mr. Warner and Mr. Wayne, you all come on up this morning for the Labour Fire Department roof quote. Mr. Jackman and Mr.
Good morning, how you doing?
All right, how y'all this morning?
Great, about yourself?
Good.
I've gotten 2 quotes, on, replacing the roof on Maven Station 1. This money is, money that was allocated from Bart Williams. And, the difference in the 2 quotes that I've seen so far is, Eagle, Mr. Paul Eagle has, included the, flashing and all around the outside where the pin lapsed and, Scott did not. And, I I would like the board's permission to go ahead with Eagle, to go ahead and, get the roof replaced in Station 1 in Macon.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions on the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the approval vote saying.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you for
y'all.
catching that.
Appreciate it.
I'll get that started in.
Yes, sir, appreciate it.
Moving right along to the next item of business. Chancery Clerk, any Chancery business?
Yes, I got a few things. First thing I have is the approval for the travel voucher for Miss Mornita Henderson when she traveled during the election on 8/8 and 8/9.
So motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the approval vote saying.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
I have an affidavit of publication from Starkville Daily News for the combined budget for 2023-2024.
So moved.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Williams. Are there any questions concerning that motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the approval vote saying.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
And then I have another affidavit of publication for commercial dispatch for the combined budget of 2023-2024.
Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Williams. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the approval vote saying.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
And one more is the affidavit of publication that was published in the commercial dispatch for the middle grade.
So moved.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Williams. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the approval vote saying.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
And that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chancellor Clerk. Moving along to County Business Administration, Mr. Lewis Palmer.
We have payroll changes for approval, and I put one on the table this morning, which is resignation.
Motion to approve. Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Williams. Are there any questions concerning that motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the approval vote saying.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
We have the final amended budget for fiscal year 22-23 for approval.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning that motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the approval vote saying.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
First quarter budget allocation fiscal year 23-24 for the sheriff.
Rob, are you seeing my notes?
Pardon?
I'm texting me.
I can't see, you're using my phone to talk, so I can't see my text.
I bet you can. Well,
How do I do this?
Swipe up.
Swipe up.
Swipe to the
Right
text.
there.
There you go. She got some no votes.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'll have to, we'll get together on that. I'll take care of it.
So those, which
It
ones are,
needs to be set out.
Want to
We
figure out
need to
this
go
thing.
back and say.
how many no's you got?
2 no's, 2 is the last 2.
Okay, the last two will pass 4-1.
And,
Or what was that?
Vote for the payroll
Pay, no.
Final amendment.
The amended budget,
and the final amended budget, no?
no.
Payroll was good.
I don't know if we asked them.
Supervisor Miller, is it the final budget that's for, that with a no, correct?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen some of that stuff, so.
I understand.
You know, that's the reason I'm a no, so most of this will be a no.
Okay, no
But I
problem.
can take
All 3 no's.
Sharon,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
if that makes it easier.
All right,
While I'm
then.
listening to you.
Okay, payroll is a no, is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah, payroll, all 3, so all
For mine
of
to
them
know?
pass 4-1.
No, yours were yes.
Yours is yes.
Motors locked up.
I don't know.
Let's donate the truck, let's donate the car and charge it.
Do I know that?
Let's
Yes,
donate
ma'am,
it.
go ahead.
Ready for me? Okay. The sheriff's department want approval to donate a 2016 Dodge Charger to Knoxville County Sheriff's Department. It's not running and they don't wanna do any repairs to it.
Second.
Motion by Supervisor, Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the approval vote saying.
Hey, did we check with Maven and Sturgis to make sure they didn't need it before we gave it to another county?
Well, this was initiated by the sheriff's department, so I don't know what process he used, but it was brought to us by the sheriff's department, so.
I think Nathan Sturgis got one.
And this was not running either now. The motor's gone and it's locked up.
Locked up.
It's the allocation for the corporate budget.
Could get parts off of it, but.
Okay, the motion passed passes, 4-1.
Just no then?
No, I mean, did we do that, first quarter?
Supervisor Miller, are you a no on that one?
I did, I put 4, I don't know.
Who was the motion?
I am a no, because I think we should check with, surgeon, you know, to see if, or maybe to see if they need it before we give it to another county.
Go ahead, motion.
Motion second on the first quarter.
Okay, let's go back and get a motion second for the first quarter budget allocation. Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the opposed vote sign. Motion passes 4-1.
This one was for, it's the first quarter.
First
Okay,
quarter
yeah,
budget.
right.
We just didn't get the motion and second on it.
Okay.
All right,
Weird.
you can proceed, Ms.
This is so unprofessional.
Okay, number 5, Pritchard Engineering invoice for District 3 in the amount of $68,739.64.
Motion by
Vote to
Supervisor.
approve.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the opposed vote sign. Aye, motion passes 4-1. Moving to the next item.
She was a no.
Yeah, Phillips contracts and invoices for District 3, Reed Road, pay request number 2 in the amount of $195,295. Center Grove, pay request number 2, $93,887.50. Para Road, pay request number 1, $436,245.33.
Move we pay.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by their public vote sign. Aye. Motion passes 4-1.
OCH board appointments for approval, and I think this is a District 2 and a District 5, that's correct. So, those 2 would like to be reappointed. I didn't know if you all had someone else in mind.
Motion approval for.
District 5 is Yolanda Haddock, and then, Kimberly Brooks, yeah.
Put both of them together.
Together, motion approval for both.
Both, okay.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the public vote sign. Aye.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
5-0?
5-0.
Ms. Haddix, and who was the other one?
Kimberly Brooks.
Thank you.
It's time to renew the health insurance, which is with Blue Cross Blue Shield. There are no changes to that, so we will remain with Blue Cross Blue Shield for 23-24 years.
So moved.
Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known. Questions? Questions?
I remember one of the reasons we changed last year from Ms. Judon was because she didn't have a certain deadline that she had to have her stuff in by, and I thought it was by the first meeting of last month. Is it different this year?
This is a change from Blue Cross Blue Shield, this is not the administrators. So this is just, we're keeping Blue Cross Blue Shield as our administrator that we use. And this is not the same as our administrator, that the representatives that we use to help us with the insurance. It's just Blue Cross Blue Shield.
But if you remember last year, that was the big push to take it away from a local business, was because she didn't have the numbers in time.
No, this is not the same, it's not the same.
The same practice as it was this time of year, and she had to have them. I remember there was a big discussion by the first of this month.
Not the 1st of October, we changed December the 1st with that particular one. So it will be in November when that one is presented. This particular one is just for Blue Cross Blue Shield to continue being our administration, to where we're using their health insurance. It's not our broker. That will be presented in November, and there is a time frame that it has to be submitted by in November. December 1 is the beginning of our year. She has not reached back out with us to ask us if she wanted to submit bids. That's what we do.
So, any more discussion on that? All those in favor, let it be known by the public vote sign. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 4-1.
Next, we need to acknowledge Patrick Warner, our volunteer fire coordinator, for completing the Mississippi Fire Academy.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate vote sign. Aye, motion passes 5-0.
Yes.
MEMA District 4 Region Hazard Mitigation Plan, we need to designate representatives. Last year, I know we had, Kristen Caprinella designated, and so we need to decide who we would do again. This is for MEMA.
That's three.
I think the documents were 2 in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's for y'all's interest for the hazard mitigation plan.
Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate vote sign. Aye. Motion passed 4-1. All right, anything else, Ms. Paul?
That's all that I have, but there are a couple of reminders for some meetings. This coming Thursday, the 19th, partnership. I think I put a copy of this in your package. Having a local workforce development, I don't know if you all are interested in attending that. Another one is the city of Starkville having a utility event. I am attending that one. I registered for that. And then Supervisor Howard, I don't know if you know about this, October County Lake Trim Cane Watershed, there's a meeting, and said we're gonna schedule the location. Okay, so we'll get together on that. All right, that's all that I have.
Okay. All right, board attorney, Bill.
May I ask a question right there?
Question.
I just wanted to ask, I saw that there was a board order to do lake inspection again. Did we check and make sure that we still have to keep doing that? Have we got some documentation for somebody that isn't done it, not qualified underneath us anymore? Did we check?
Yeah, it still falls under the county, and there is some documentation that was sent to perform that inspection.
I did talk to one of the purchasers.
Who sent that information? Mr. McCurry?
Yeah, Dam Safety Division.
I talked to
Can
him.
y'all send me that? Can y'all send me that? And then also that board order says that it was a unanimous vote, but I wasn't at that meeting, so all those board orders need to be changed and corrected. I saw where, Dolores, you had forwarded me an email where she had corrected the board order before the meeting.
It was unanimous for the ones that were here. I mean, so the ones that were in attendance, it was unanimous with the ones in attendance. There's no proxy vote. So the ones that were in attendance, it was unanimous.
Well, the board orders before used to say, you know, you have the next line in it that says, with whoever was or wasn't absent, because it says unanimous, that makes you think that everybody was there. And when somebody goes back, they don't pull the whole thing, they pull that one board order.
But at the beginning of the order, it identifies who is in attendance. At the beginning of the board order, it identifies who's in attendance. But nonetheless.
It identifies that I was there. It says unanimous, there's 5 of them.
Now, it identified the ones who were physically present.
That one.
Are you saying that somewhere in that order, there's something that indicates that there's a 5-0 vote?
Okay.
But if you've got 4
I
of the
think
board.
It says unanimous.
No, if you've got 4 of the board, it's unanimous.
It's unanimous.
Unanimous.
I mean, she wasn't on the phone, the proxy voting no though, right?
Right,
So
cause on
it's
the first
unanimous
page
vote.
of the minutes, it states who was here and who was absent.
Did you hear that?
I did, it's changed, I went back and pulled some from before, and the line would say unanimous, but then underneath it, if somebody was absent, it would say that, it would document that.
I think I've done both, honestly. She's right. I think I have done something like that. I mean, I'll do it the way y'all want me to do it.
We're just gonna have to start doing it that way.
I don't see anything wrong with the way you've been doing it.
Whichever way y'all want me to do it, that's what I'll do. Or we will treasurer's been good enough to be a treasurer to me, so I will.
But whatever way y'all decide is best, I don't have a problem.
We'll do it the way, we'll add a sentence or something.
Anything else, Supervisor Miller?
Oh, not on that, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I did have one other question. Ms. Farmer, do we have anybody that's getting comp time?
Who?
Say that again?
Anybody getting contact?
I can only approve it in my department. I do have some that get it from time to time, depending on what they're working on. But each department head would have to approve it for their staff.
So we have a policy on that somewhere?
Yeah, it's in our handbook. Comp time have to be pre-approved by the department head.
Okay, well, who approves like the department head's comp time? Say they come in and wanna work a bunch of weekends, who approves that?
Nobody approves it. I mean, they just showing up and working. They just working.
Is it
Most
the-
department heads on
But
salary.
they're not getting comp time for it?
You will, I mean, yes, if you come in, you can take off and it don't count against you. But all that have to be turned into the auditors, all compensatory time have to be turned into the auditors at the end of the year.
I understand that, I just wonder, they're not required for the board to approve that, just getting it how much they get.
Come by the office and you and I'll talk about it. I'll be in the office all day today, come by so you can tell me who you're speaking on, and we can discuss it. It may be a personnel situation.
I can't come by the office today.
I'll be in there tomorrow. I'll be in the office all week if you wanna come by.
All right, anything else, Supervisor Miller? All right, thank you, ma'am. Anything else, Mr. Board Attorney?
We do need to talk about an issue that we're having with commitments, and I think the best way to do this is with our chancellor to speak on this.
Okay. And, well, I'm gonna bring this up because I've been fighting for it for a long time, and Ms. Farmer just brought it to my attention too, which I've already known. But as y'all know, that we've got our holding facility is at Alliance in Meridian. And we have been paying, I mean, we're probably close, would you say maybe $1 million, up to $1 million a year given to another county? And I have stressed, and we have been to meetings, but I would like the board to approve for me and the attorney and Ms. Farmer all get together to see if we can get a meeting again with the hospital and maybe get a meeting with Baptist to see, because I wanna bring the revenue into our county instead of getting, I mean, you're looking at almost $1 million for Lauderdale County, and that's every year. And their rates are just gonna continue to grow because they're short-staffed on nurses. And I'm gonna be begging again for another wing or something, or some help from OCH. I know when we met with them before COVID hit, the new, what's his name? Mr. Jim Jackson was all for it, because when he was at the Delta, they had a wing for meal commitment, so he was really on board. But then COVID hit and we just haven't been able, but I would like for us to get together again to see what we can maybe contract, even if we have to do with Columbus. I know they've got the Baptist Health Center over there, but giving another county that much money, I mean, it's hard to swallow when we need it in our county.
Another thing to take, and I think Mr. Jackson is concerned about the upfront costs, is one of the things he had brought up during our meetings. I have no idea of what kind of money we're talking about here, but for the benefit of our constituents, y'all, the mental health issues are getting worse, not better.
They are.
So I say that to say that we need to find some solutions. I don't know what those solutions are. This is just a very complicated problem. But I think that between the three of us, maybe in the hospitals, surely we could find some type of solution we could at least bring to the table, and
I think this is a way to save this county money and create a revenue source for the hospitals that needs it, you know.
And I believe, I mean, getting it started, yeah, there'll be an upfront cost, but it's gonna pay for itself and bring that revenue back into our county and help the hospital.
Well, I called my house the loony bin before, so there's a potential to just let everybody move this way. Just bring it home.
But I mean, our commitments have, since COVID, it has gotten, it's extremely high.
I hear the dollar amount, but how many cases
Right
would you
now.
say 30, 40, 50? How many?
No, we're up higher than that, because just last week we had 3, and it's getting that way every week. And some of them are like emergencies that we have to get down to Alliance like that day. So, in our region, yeah, there's other hospitals out there, but it's gonna still be out of different counties. But I think we're region 7. I think it's region 7, so we kinda have to stay in that region area, because if you go out of that region, like if you go to region 5 or region 6, you're gonna pay more than what we're paying at Alliance.
What was their primary reason? Was it the hiring of a psychologist or something like that?
Yeah, when we had the meeting with them.
Yeah.
When y'all had that meeting, I'd love to be there.
Okay.
Well, I'm most.
I mean, I would love for all of us to have a meeting with them if we can.
That would be good. And I was wondering whether or not, I feel all kind of hospital have enough rooms to accommodate.
They do, they have a whole wing, a whole floor that's
That
empty.
whole floor, yeah.
And all I'm asking is
It's not
for.
being used
Right.
now.
No, I think it's the 2nd floor where the old ICU used to be.
I think part of the 3rd floor, maybe.
Well, I move that we authorize the re-engagement of the conversation with OCH for whomever wanna attend that meeting from the board and our administration and transfer clerk's office.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Williams. Are there any questions on the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by their proper vote, say. Aye, motion passed. Unanimous. Anything else, Mr. Attorney?
That's all I have. I do want to remind y'all that if you do decide to go to this particular, deal with the hospital to deal with this, we do need to be aware of our quorum issues that we can have. If we're gonna do that, I don't mind doing it, we'll just post it and let public come. Is that fair enough?
Talk a little bit about your progress with the, street cleaning out.
We got one of yours is completely done.
That one is done.
That was done. The other two, goodness knows, we've probably got, I don't think we've only had about 3 or 4 of them come in on,
Tobacco juice.
Tobacco juice and the other one, Browning Creek, right there, for a second. Browning Creek, we've only had 3 of them come in. We've had actually more from Tobacco Juice come in than
Well, we
Browning
only
Creek.
have 4.
Oh, Tobacco
Brown.
Juice, Brown?
Brown only have 4. You know, the one was a controversial issue about whether or
The
not the
gentleman.
person would own
Right.
them to get on his property.
Let's, when we're done here, let's look at this, cause if we don't need all the other ones.
Yeah, we might not need that 4th one.
Okay, then this may work out fine. I'm almost positive we have 3 or 4 of those in, and if those are the ones we need, let's just roll with it. It's just a very long section there, and there's other property owners, but if we only need from here to here,
Right.
we may be good. So that may have been all we needed to come in.
Well, let's look into that then. Let's go 3.
Before you get out here today, we'll run down and look at it.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Anything else, County Business Supervisor, we got one item here about the Community Counseling Service Board of Commissioners. I think y'all got a letter in your packet. And, I have spoken with the executive director to see whether he had any recommendations. He did say he would submit a recommendation, but I haven't heard back from him. But of course, you know Ms. Margot has served quite well and quite long, done a great job, but at the same time, they're needing someone to be active in that position. So if you all know of anybody, we need to probably take action on it just as quick as we can.
Is that a typo error, said July 20?
Yes.
July 2022, I thought it was.
When
July.
No, I think that she's been out since then.
Yeah,
She's been out.
It said July 2022.
It may be, may be, but I'm not sure, I'm not certain. I'm not certain.
Do you want to be prepared at the next meeting then to bring some names?
I think we will, unless you all, we need to act on it quick as we can. So we need to be represented on that board, and need to be functional, so.
Okay. Do we want to do supervisor business now?
Yes, sir, we can.
Sure. This is not in my district. Supervisor Miller, this is in your district. But a gentleman, by the name of Mr. Ken Clark. His phone number is 601-613-9162. He lives in my district, but go ahead.
Okay, can you text it to me, or you just?
Yeah, I will, but I'll text it to you, but I'm gonna give you I wanna put an official board order through to make sure we get this gentleman taken care of. He's just south of, he's there on Louisville Road. He just needs his, right-of-way gravel. He said he's been trying to get up with you, but he hadn't been able to make contact with you. But, we can, Mr. Ken Clark, just south of, the wood yard there in Sturgis on Louisville Road. It's in the area of 28.
Okay, so we
28,
have
20.
right there.
Say that?
We talked about that, because he said it was going into a hunting town.
Well, he just needs,
I've visited with him several times on that. Are you sure it's graveling or right away? Because he said we don't stand there, and it was, I was gonna talk to Victor about that. He said it was a hunting camp.
well, he said he's been trying to get up with you. He couldn't get up with you, but he was just needing the right of way right there on Louisville
Yeah,
Road, gravel.
we've talked several times already about that, so I have no problem about that, but it wasn't graveling the right of way before. He was saying that it was money they needed to get into a hunting camp.
Okay.
So, you know, but I'll be glad to do whatever, but we just need to make sure it's, I have already talked to him.
Okay, and I'll send you his, phone number. I'll text it to you.
Okay, well, why do you need a board order for, if it's just graveling the right of way?
Well, because I've called that in several times, I still haven't been able to get it done, and it's been, I've got a string of messages since June, trying to get it done for him.
Okay, so I think, like I said, there's some issues, cause I had talked to him about that, we need to figure out what that is, John.
Okay.
Because the story has not been the same every time that he's called, and I said, I don't understand what you're saying, and he said, our hunting camp, we need to be able to get in and out of a hunting camp, and I just need to make sure we're doing something that's legal.
Okay. All right, well, that'll work. I'll send you his information.
Anything else, Supervisor McGinn?
See?
Anything Supervisor Howard?
I'm good.
Anything Supervisor Williams, District Five?
I don't have anything.
All right, well, if that makes us through, then we're gonna proceed to stand adjourned until the 7th of November. Or do we need to have a meeting? Six.
Is Victor still in there?
No, ma'am, he's gone.
I'll, John, get me back, I'll get the contract on it, because like I
Okay,
said,
six.
I already talked to him about it before.
7, 11.
No?
My supervisor.
I didn't get together, but other than that, we're good.